Make your baby listen to Mozart and they will be smarter. Play music at exactly 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 hertz for your middle schoolers and they will stop throwing paper at each other in math class. Everyone has heard or seen a variation of these articles, essentially saying that music can change your brain. Is there any truth to them? I once had a math teacher who played those weird frequency sounds in the middle of our classes, and well, the classes felt calmer. But that could have easily been because we had football before math class, and everyone was just too tired to understand Sokotoa and talk at the same time. How can we know that it was user inner quiet sounds carrying our math classes? To answer this question, we need to understand how music is processed in the brain. Music, or more simply sound, enters your brain through waves. Your outer ear catches these waves, moving them through the ear canal and creating small vibrations in the eardrum. These vibrations are then amplified by 3 little bones known as the auditory ossicles, creating waves and fluid right next door in the inner ear, or more specifically, the cochlea. Lastly, tiny hair cells in the cochlea are moved by the waves, I know it's poetic, converting them into electrical signals that can enter your brain through auditory nerves. These impulses go up the brainstem and are redirected to a section of your temporal lobe right here known as the auditory cortex. Auditory meaning related to hearing, and cortex meaning the outer layer of your brain. What happens after is the reason I got stuck on the same part of my research for 3 whole days. After entering the brain, these impulses created by a song or a melody go back and forth between all of these different areas, allowing you to get the best understanding of them literally humanly possible. Melodies, pitches, and harmonies are more commonly processed in areas like the superior temporal lobe, which is where music entered your brain in the first place, and the inferior frontal lobe, which is more focused on the emotional aspect of the sounds you're hearing. No one likes big words, so let me break that down. How do you feel when you hear this sound? Now compare that to this one. The second melody creates emotional ease in your inferior frontal lobe. The resolution of the sound and its predictable pattern should make you feel better. Going back to what we were saying before, another aspect of music, rhythm or tempo, are more commonly processed in your brain's motor areas. This includes the basal ganglia, which is way deep inside your brain, and the cerebellum, which as you've seen before is right back there. The tempo or beats in a song can take it from sounding like this, which is fun and distracting, to this, calming and chill and aligning with your body's heart rate. Alongside these main variables, the visuals you see when you're listening to a song or your familiarity with it can also change the way a song affects you compared to different people. Now you might be saying, Yalda, I do not care. But you do. Let's take this back to my grade 8 math class. Do you think if my math teacher swapped out calming frequency beats for high tempo, unpredictable melodies, would we work slower or faster? The opinion on this one actually differs. Some neuroscientists and psychologists believe that higher tempo background music with louder melodies that gets your brain pumping can improve your performance in certain tasks. Others say that any music that causes distraction with high tempos or variations in chords can distract you from the task at hand, at times opting out of music in general. From what I've learned so far, I made my own guess, a hypothesis, if you will. A slow and repetitive song that follows a constant rhythm with intermediate pitches should improve focus on harder tasks like the trigonometry questions that we answered in grade 8. But who would I be if I left it there? No. So, I wrote a song. I've been playing piano since before I could speak English, so, decided to make the parents proud and put some skills to use. We had 3 variables: tempo, harmony or pitch, and structure. For tempo, we keep it at a steady 70 beats per minute. For pitch and harmony, research suggests that keeping melodies at a similar frequency with repetitive and recognizable patterns simulates brainwaves that are necessary for focus. For this song, we add on some repetitive jazzy chords that create a soothing atmosphere that we're looking for. Fun fact, higher pitches tend to capture more attention since we associate them with alerting sounds in nature and they trigger primal responses. So, we'll avoid those for good measure. Lastly, all we need for structure is to keep the same patterns going and not change anything rapidly. The song is linked underneath the video. You're already listening to it, but if you would like to listen to the full song, it is available on YouTube. We learned today that music poetically enters your brain by making hair cells dance around to the waves. I learned that some peculiar people study without music. And most importantly, I wrote my very first song to show how music can help us study better. And to test if I'm gonna be the next Mozart or I'm just making noise. Let me know. Thank you for watching the video, and once again, the song is linked below.